the break, 55-45. And welcome back once again to Staples Center as the Lakers look for their fourth consecutive win. It would also be 5 straight over the New York Knicks. A real fast start offensively, slowed down in the second quarter. What a shock that Kobe's having a big game against the Knicks. What a shock.
Well, it doesn't matter the opposition. I mean, come on. He does it against the Knicks. He does it against everybody. But you're right. He's just efficiently getting the job done in the first half. Nothing real spectacular, just beautiful fundamentals. The jump shot looking awfully, awfully good. And when that is falling from the perimeter, then you know you've got some real problems because the Lakers have it on the inside with Andrew, Bynum, and Powell. Andrew, well, just working with single coverage and using his offhand. And it's beautiful to see because as a young player, sometimes that's one of the hardest things to teach is to use your offhand. For the Knicks, David Lee, we talked about him using slip screens. There's an example of David doing what he does. Goes up, step screen, slips it, gets an easy hoop. The guy is just active, and because of his activity, he puts up some really decent numbers. The Lakers in the first half, they started off very, very efficiently from the field in the first quarter, but the second quarter, a little bit of a struggle, and I'm sure the coaching staff will have some reasons as to why. And we find that out by going outside the Lakers locker room with Michael Lees. Michael?
All right, thanks a lot, Jim. You look at New York only shooting 36% from the floor. If I'd have told you that before the game, you thought you might have had a bigger lead than only 10 at the half.
Well, they shoot a lot of threes, and they don't get a lot of offensive rebounds. And they're trying to find a rhythm. They've had some injuries, so they're trying to work themselves into a groove. So we're very fortunate right now.
I know one aspect you wanted to exploit going into this game was the height and length of Powell and Andrew down low. How did you think that played out in the first half, considering their shooting percentage and rebounding?
Well, I thought we did a good job to start with, but then we kind of lost our way in the middle of the first half. So hopefully we can come back and refocus and have more of a focus in terms of getting the ball to them and work off our bigs rather than settling for perimeter jump shots.
Yeah, and Andrew Bynum started 5 of 6 guys in that first half to score those 10 points in the first quarter.
Yeah, solid start for Drew. Double figures scoring. Boards, he's got 6. So we start the second half at Staples Center. And Chris Duhon working out of the backcourt again, along with Larry Hughes, David Lee, Wilson Chandler, and Danilo Gallinari. The New York Knicks. Forward that has looked very good at times. And it'll be a foul on Derek Fisher calling the hold. And we remind you once again, tonight's game presented by LA's HD leader, DirecTV. Joel Myers, Stu Lanz, Michael Eaves down courtside tonight. Patrick O'Neal outside with Norm Nixon. 10 on the shot clock. On the opening possession of the second half. Gallinari. He played 3 years of pro ball in Italy before being selected by the Knicks. And a lottery pick at that, 6th overall in 2000. And I say his rookie season because Stewie only played 28 games last year.
Well, that's how the game started. Him knocking down a 3. So he starts the second half with the long one, and Derek answers with a deuce.
Yeah, inside the arc, Rainbow, Derek Fisher. Up to 9. Chris Duhon sees a little lane. Nobody is there for the Lakers. 2 big guys on the floor, and nobody gravitated towards the paint.
And both the bigs were on the opposite side, but when you go from about the 18-foot mark, you have time to react.
7-point Laker lead. Andrew asking for it against David Lee. And blocked away by Wilson Chandler. With Chandler who came over from behind. On the double team.
Andrew had committed to the shot.
Chandler rushed it just a bit.
That's called footsteps. He heard Andrew coming. He said, oh, this one's going to get blocked.
Pau Gasol with Artest inside Ron Artest. He wanted to whistle. He had a great seal.
Great pass, and what a nice play by Ron Artest. Flipped it up with the left.
Duhon moves it off for Lee. So 2 minutes gone by, and easy ones. Too easy for the New York Knicks from both Duhon and David Lee.
And Phil Jackson not happy at all. He's got Lamar up off the bench already. So somebody defensively is not reacting and doing the right thing. So they're going to have a seat next to PJ.
Pau Gasol. Inside out to Kobe. And the shot clock down. I think had to. And Pau Gasol will take it away from the smaller man. Got Andrew Bynum. Instead, Ron Artest. And he'll get the layup. Boy, that was a 100-mile-an-hour fastball right over Andrew Bynum's fingertips. 10 points now for Artest.
I was wondering who he was throwing it to because two Lakers were in pretty close proximity to one another.
Out of bounds, last touch by Artest, and the sub is Lamar Odom coming in for Andrew Bynum. And Phil has something to say on the way by.
And that's strictly a defensive substitution there. Something that Andrew wasn't doing that he should have been. As a result, he ends up on the pine. Well, not the pine anymore. Well, I call it the pine. It was a nice, comfortable chairs.
Yeah, you can call it pine.
No, you can't.
The bleachers.
Can't even call it bleachers.
Kobe, the soft fish, every step of the way. Derek gives him the assist. The three ball by Derek, corner pocket. He's got 12. Good to see Fish in double figures. 64-52. Derek is now 4 of 7 for the field.
Tried to slip again.
And it was out of sync a little bit because of the pass off his shin.
You got to bend over, even though you're expecting it. You still have to bend the knees.
Ron Artest, he's welcoming Gallinari to Southern California. And the Rook, and I say the Rook, second-year man, out of Italy for the Knickerbockers. He was checking to see all his teeth were still in place.
They played it off pretty nice, though. You know, he pretended like it didn't hurt that bad. But, you know, on the inside, he's thinking, whoo, man, that's an offensive foul.
Yeah, that was a hip check by David Lee. He put that tailgate down as Derek went by. Derek, you know he's going to create contact. Come on.
You got to catch the ball, make your pivot, and stay straight up. Now, he turns, he puts the hip right into Derek. That's the foul. They've been consistent with that particular play as well.
Now, is Derek going to pull one of those? I mean, you know what I'm talking about. If David's out there high between the two circles on a pick. Fish on the run real short. And last touch by Gallinari. 8:18 to play in a quiet start to the third. Everybody getting settled into their seats now. 64-52 as the Lakers have their largest lead of the game. Shooting 46%, holding the Knicks to 37%. Kobe just held up a drop by there.
That's called freedom of movement. You know, they started talking about impeding progress, freedom of movement, and that's a good call because, you know, basketball is a beautiful art sport. You want to have the freedom to move and show the ballet-type moves. But when you're always being held and disrupting your path to where you want to go, you should get whistled for a foul.
So Larry Hughes, as you say, still discussing it with Kobe and the official, Courtney Kirkland, impeding his progress, and he's on the bench. Nobody's going to stop him from sitting down now for the next 8+. Kobe to facilitate it early. Step through, left hand. Man, that was, you talk about classic play.
Fundamentals. Young kids should watch those kind of plays. The other things that, you know, you generally can't do, you can do things like that, though.
Duan not close. Knicks now 5 of 17, 29% on their three-point tries. So the Lakers ready to try to blow it wide open. On our test with the extra pass, Lamar Odom. A little fall away on the baseline.
Had an 8-footer, they shot at 9.
Duan. This time Wilson Chandler spacing. Yeah, quick hands, Derek Fisher. That really came down in a hurry. Kobe didn't see it coming.
That's on Kobe. Always see the basketball.
14-point lead for the Lakers. They've had some great looks, haven't they? Wide open threes. Chandler's missed 2 in a row. Duan missed that one to the head of the key straight away. So they can't complain with the looks. The makes, they're not there. Neither team. Cuban lit from the three-point line. It's going to be a defensive 3 on Gallinari or Wilson Chandler. They were both in there.
Yeah, Gallinari's the guy they're going to catch. You know, I talked about how Kobe does fundamentals. Look at this. Pivot, splits 2 defenders, uses his left hand again. The guy is just fundamentally very, very good. Then you add into the mix his pure athleticism, his desire to be the best. Now you see the beast that you have. You've got someone that is just unbelievably talented.
So Kobe with the great footwork. Didn't get the free throw, though. That was a little flat.
He missed another one?
Kept 3 of 5. Got 19 points.
Who said he was good?
Who said he was perfect? Pretty close. Wow, I heard that slap here. Al Harrington.
Travel?
66-52. Yeah, it's a carry. Wilson Chandler. These guys must have a red eye. 6:46 left in the third.
I'll tell you what, when Kobe gets the ball in the post or the mid post, they are now sending not 2 guys, but 3.
Dallas lost tonight. A surprise at home. Dallas lost to Golden State. They started the night with the same record as the Lakers. Hello for 3. And it'll be a hold on Duhon as Kobe and Artest took it away from each other. With Nate Robinson on the floor in the backcourt now with Duhon.
Another one of the areas where Kobe is really getting better and better and better is because he's setting up in the post, he's in position for offensive rebound.
Kobe flashing to the paint, over the shoulder off the glass. What an aggressive move to the rack.
The one thing you never want to let the player do is when you're sending a double team, let him spin away from the double team.
Lakers up by 16. Pau Gasol off balance saved it. A lot of time on the shot clock because we're halfway through the third. Here comes the double. Gallo was due. Instead, he'll give it to Ron Artest. Short corner. The 3 for Ron Artest and a timeout for Mike D'Antoni. An 11-0 run for the Lakers. Did they say his foot was on the line again?
Yeah.
Yep. He stepped into it. 70-52. Ed Malloy put his hand up, put it back down in a hurry.
Lakers enjoying a nice 18-point lead here. What will they do when we come back? When we come back, we're going to talk about what it's like to sit courtside at a Lakers game. You better have some bucks.
Overdue, but still Duhon couldn't get the 3.
But that's what happens when you're strictly perimeter. They're not working anything inside out. Everything is happening around the perimeter.
Ball taken away from Kobe. Nate Robinson on the trail. It'll be. And did Fish get there? No. One official set a charge at Malloy. And then Kenny Maurer had a block on the other side, but Derek will take it.
But the one that was calling the offensive foul was real demonstrative with his call, and that's the one that they're going to go with. I mean, he makes a real definitive call here, and Derek had 1 foot in the restricted area, but he pulled it out. Did he get it out in time? Is he set before the offensive player leaves the floor? That's what some of the things you have to look for in order for it to be either a charge or block.
He jumped out of there in a hurry. Kobe out on the wing and on the run. Kobe, 72-52 as Kobe now has 23, second leading scorer in the league. Got about 30 a game. Robinson looked like a little spinning top down there. Off the ball, Al Harrington and Derek Fisher.
You talk about battling.
Derek And Derek with a smile on his face because Al couldn't believe it. He ran him out of bounds, way off the ball. Just trying to make sure he didn't get close to the paint. Artest. What a pass. Pau Gasol on the dunk. Artest on the assist. And a timeout for the Knicks, down by 22. It is a 15-0 run for the Lakers.
Again, you see the pass off the dribble by Ron Artest. We know that he can do these things, but Laker fans that don't see him or haven't seen him as often as they get a chance to see him now may be a little surprised as he puts it right in Pau's hand.
1964, of course, they won a championship as the Washington Bullets in 1978. Shaq, he may return tomorrow. He's been out 5 games with a rotator cuff. He wants to play against the Detroit Pistons tomorrow. And then T-Mac, Tracy McGrady, practiced for the first time in 9 months. He's been out since February with that microfracture surgery, guys. He said he wants to play, but Rick Adelman, he's not so sure he's ready.
Yeah, that's what we heard when we were down in Houston because he shot around Michael. He was out there with the team until they came out right before game time. And I said he looked okay, and I said, nope, not close. And that was a member of the staff. Pau Gasol lost it. It's a turnover. Jordan Hill is in. Man, it's a Jordan Hill signing because he's not seen a lot of minutes, and I'm talking about the first-round pick out of Arizona. First-team All-Pac-10 last year, first-team All-Defense. After leaving Arizona his junior year. And Tony Douglas, who also checked in, first-round pick of the Lakers, but it was a deal. He was never going to be a Laker. He was taken 29th overall, and it was a trade to New York. Kobe, fronted by Douglas.
See, and this is the difference. A lot of the difference is the Lakers are just beating them up on the inside, and all of the shots for the Knicks are perimeter shots. And when you're struggling, you want to get an easy one. How do you do that? Have somebody that's an inside presence for you.
And the Lakers have scored the last 10 points of this game in the paint. At one point, it was 26-24. Point to the paint.
Another jumper coming. Long jumper.
Al Harrington gets the triple. That is only their 6th on their 23rd try. And it stops a 17-0 lead for the Lakers.
It's just very difficult to win consistently when all you have is perimeter.
So Jordan Hill down on the post defending Pau Gasol. Kobe with a good catch. The Stanley will match up 2-3. And now it'll go
5-second count
on Kobe. Back to the basket. Turnover with 2:20 to play. So Jordan Hill was taken 8th overall.
Talked about how Kobe works in the post, just isolating against the smaller Douglas. And then easy pass, easy score. I mean, you can now double team off the ball. Maybe they should.
Mid-range game. Nate Robinson had a couple of threes early, leaking out. Derek Fisher. The last decision. Harrington and Robinson were both back. Ron Artest over Al Harrington. So New York native Ron Artest grew up in Queens. LaSalle Academy is where he played his high school ball.
50%, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists.
Feeling pretty good, isn't he? Reached by Artest, and he knew it.
And he picks up his 4th personal foul.
I was just talking about Jordan Hill, who came into the game taking 8th overall, and I bring it up because a Knick executive was quoted in, I believe it was a poster of the Daily News in New York this morning, that there were 9 other teams that made the same mistake, not taking Brandon Jennings, who was taken 10th by Milwaukee. And it's early. Brandon Jennings, though, is off to a real good start as Hill gets to the hole. And that is Jordan Hill, the rookie from Lenore, North Carolina, who goes at 6'10", 240 pounds.
Now guarding Powell.
10 on the shot clock for Fish. Lakers up by 21 at a 3-second call.
Call that on Lamar.
Turn it over again. That's 15 turnovers for the Lakers compared to 9 for the Knicks. So that's really the only minus. The Lakers cleaning up in all areas. 50-27 on the boards. Sasha Vujacic coming in. Ron Artest takes a break.
Yeah, well, Ron's got those 4 fouls. So he'll get a few minutes to sit over there and relax a little bit as Sasha makes his first appearance.
Tony Douglas had a couple of big games for the Knicks out of Florida State. Carved his way home, didn't he? Little scoop off the glass, 78-59. His best game, a 23-pointer. He's had a couple of 20-point games, though. He's a 6'1", 200-pounder from Jonesboro, Georgia. final minute of a real strong guard for the Lakers, and Tony Douglas looking at the official like, what do I got to do around here?
Well, first of all, let go of the arm of the guy you're defending.
That's a start.
That would be a good place to start.
So the Knicks not out of fouls. First in the final 2 minutes as the Lakers bring it in. Kobe trying to do a number on Jared Jeffries. It's Lamar. And Robinson out of bounds, 5 of the shot clock.
There were 3 guys trying to make the play on Lamar that time. And in a crowd, Lakers very fortunate to get this one back with 5 on the shot clock.
There's some frustration. Lamar now 1 for 7 from the field, but he's got 10 boards. He hasn't stopped working. Typical Lamar. Only 5 left on the clock. Pau Gasol asking. Kobe's got it for 3. Soft. Fall away corner 3. Kobe is up now to 28 points. 2 for 1 opportunity. If anybody should go for you, think it'd be a New York Knicks team. They took too much time. And final shot coming up for the Lakers. So the Knicks with that miss. Boy, what a struggle. 6 for 24.
What a quarter
from beyond the arc. And a dog of a quarter if you're a New York Knicks fan.
But I mean, I keep harping on it, but you're going to have a lot of quarters like this if you're New York because of your lack of inside play.
Kobe, a little flush. Not deterred. He was bounced out of the paint. Final shot coming up. Nate Robinson gets it to go. Can't quit on it. Little Nate won't.
Nothing you can do about a shot like that. He just came down and off of 1 foot, off the glass. They were due to make something. And Nate says, this is something. Throws it up, banks it in. So they end the quarter with a 3-pointer. And how will that do for their momentum coming out into 4th? Well, the Lakers will have a lot to say about that because the Lakers are on top. Quarters, 57% the first, 35 and then 62 in the third. And Kobe, well, 30 points. And this guy is just putting on an absolute clinic again this year. And the Knicks led 41-40. But since then, ooh, it's been ugly. Visit farmers.com today to hear more true stories from Farmers customers and to find a Southern California agent near you. I talked about Kobe being just unbelievable. No matter how many defenders you have around him, that young man finds a way of scoring. And he is a fundamentally sound player. And I said it before, you add in his desire, and you've got yourself a real monster.
30 points for Kobe. How long is he going to be out there? Too strong on the 3, and Lamar, the recipient of Jordan Hill and Tony Douglas not communicating. Headed to the line, fouled by Al Harrington. Good entry, Lamar Odom. Mismatch.
Well, you got the Knicks talking, but they're talking to themselves, and that's generally not a good sign. As the second opportunities, as Lamar throws it into Andrew, easy hoop for the 7-footer. 3-point opportunity coming for Andrew, trying to run his total to 13, and he does.
He was 7 of 7 at the free throw line on Sunday night. That's his first attempt at the stripe tonight. So the Knicks, they cleared out all that cap room for next summer. But if you're a lottery team, are you going to be that attractive to begin with to attract somebody of the stature of James, Bosh, Wade, and go down the list? Nate Robinson pops up with another 86-64 as Nate off the bench has 11. And then is the big question, will it make a difference even though they have all the cap space? Sasha trying to get to it, knocked away by Douglas. And Tony Douglas with points off the turnovers. So the Lakers start out there with Shannon Brown, Kobe, Sasha, L.O., and Andrew Bynum. The Lakers up by 20, a little more than a minute into the 4th. By the way, Oklahoma City 7 and make it 8-7 now. The team that got just smoked here Sunday night, they won tonight at Utah, 104-94. Utah's a tough place. Kobe jumping it for Drew, up against Jordan Hill. He was fouled about 6 times. They finally blew the whistle.
Boy, you just can't teach size. And, the Knicks are undersized as Kobe throws the pass inside, and Andrew stays with it, and 4 Knicks around him, and he's going back to the line to shoot 2.
You know, I was just talking about The Oklahoma City squad, one of the pleasant developments in the NBA this year at 8-7. New Jersey, the unfortunate extreme. They lose again tonight. They're 0-14. Remember the 72, 73, 76ers. 9-73, the worst record. The NBA record books. And the oddity of that, as Andrew Bynum gets 2 more at the free throw line. Lakers up by 22, 88-66. A Laker won a ring in 71-72, played for that team the very next year. So he went. Talk about the proverbial penthouse, too. He went for the Lakers. Kobe takes it away with help. Hello. And on the trail, Sasha, he passed it over to Jalen Brown.
Well, seemingly everything is, except for that pass.
Through the 5-hole. Lamar was not happy that he thought he was dribbling the ball through his legs.
Well, he did get it thrown between his legs, so Lamar grabbed him.
Forget that.
Put him to the floor. So the officials are huddled up now and deciding whether to call this a flagrant or something. I don't know. They can't be a breakaway or just a technical. I don't know, because the Lakers had defensive players well back there. Just be a foul, take the ball out of bounds, and let's play.
So it turns out to be a pretty good foul by L.O. By the way, it was Leroy Ellis who played for the Lakers championship team 71-72 who just brought up the game ball with him.
Yeah.
It's good to see him.
Was there another player that played on that team as well? When I say went from one team to the other team?
It was a trade. November, first week of November, the 72-73 season, the Lakers sent Leroy Ellis and John Q.
My buddy John Q.
to Philly, and one of my all-time favorites, Bill Bridges. Great rebounder as the ball gets away, and Mel Counts came from the Sixers to the Lakers. So that was back in November of 72 for the 72-3 season. Yeah, the Sixers ended up going worst record in NBA history that year, 9-73. Sasha on the run of the baseline. A little hot and tight space.
Yeah, that was tough. That was tough for Andrew to handle, especially since there was a crowd around him. Sasha left his feet. You either have to shoot or pass, and he chose to pass, and it ends up in a turnover.
All right, at what point's Kobe taken out of the game? That's the only thing that's yet to be determined. Tony Douglas.
Another 2 minutes, and you won't see any more of number 24.
Jordan Hill threw it off the shin of Sasha. So opportunity for some minutes for the reserves. L.O. the triple. Lamar finally fills it up. He's now 2 for 8. With 11 boards. What a Lamar box. 11 boards, 5 assists, 5 points.
Yeah, that's typical Lamar.
Nate Robinson. He's a volume guy to leave him on the floor. So he likes this system. Nate Dorn, a walk. Yeah, Shannon Brown. He looked at Kobe, who was already inside, and took a run with it.
Well, with the timeout here at 8:59, this may be the time that Kobe goes to the sideline with the Lakers up 91-66. When we come back, we'll look at the Knicks' lost decade. Lost decade?
A lost Big Apple, at least basketball-wise, over the last decade. Last time they were able to win a playoff series, got to go back to 2000. Jeff Van Gundy, he got out when the going was good, didn't he? They had some good seasons when he was head coach, and he bolted earlier that season. Houston is pretty well. Last time they had a couple of All-Stars. And 7 head coaches over the previous 10 seasons. So when you look at the worst winning percentages in the NBA over the last 10 years, Charlotte's an expansion team. Atlanta drafted like they were. And the Clippers, well, we're all close to that situation. And we wish them the best because now they have the nucleus for a very good team. Blake Griffin coming off the injury, and Eric Gordon hopefully back in the lineup for Mike Dunleavy soon.
And Adam Morrison replaces Kobe Bryant.
Set it up for Tony Douglas. Andrew Bynum came out, stepped late on that. So Tony Douglas, a guy that was a pretty good defender too at Florida State. Off the bench with 6. Lakers by 23. Andrew Bynum only played 2.5 minutes the third. Phil was really upset with his defensive rotations. The left-hander didn't work there.
Well, that time Andrew caught it and did a very good job of reading. You catch, you read, you just don't always catch and go. Every once in a while you can catch and go. Good ball movement by the Knicks.
Flat shot for Al Harrington. And Shannon Brown comes away with it. So the Knicks, they score better than 100 a game. They give up 108. Tonight, they're not scoring. Sasha, very short on his attack.
Are you kidding me?
Really?
That play typifies what the Knicks have been going through this year.
It sums it up.
There was nobody in a yellow jersey within 25 feet, and two Knicks have it go off their legs. And Tony says, what do we have to do? Look at this. Just look at that. Unbelievable.
I want to get back to that Brandon Jennings discussion, because it's not like, and we saw Juwan start the game, and he's done a pretty good job overall, but it's not like they're the long-term solution. Run on the baseline, poked away by Gallinari. And that, I'm discussing the guy with the ball right now, Nate Robinson, who's a nice role player for them, and a walk. And then Chris Duhon, who's out of Duke and came over as a free agent for the Bulls, but they only gave him a 2-year deal. He's now in his 6th season. And Brandon Jennings was available. He was taking a couple of picks behind.
But again,
Jordan Hill.
As good as Brandon Jennings may be, he's another perimeter player.
Yeah, but
what ails the Knicks is not their perimeter play.
Well, he can also triple penetrate.
Yeah, Nate can do that. And Chris Duhon.
Jennings, I saw him over the summer, is a flat-out flyer. Granted, he's taking a lot of shots at the arc because he's falling in love with it. Jordan Hill goes to the cup that time. But, hey, look at Minnesota. You can't just point a finger at the New York Knicks. Minnesota took 3 point guards in the draft in the first 18 picks.
Absolutely.
They took Johnny Flynn. They took Ricky Rubio. And they also took Ty Lawson. Traded him away, of course, the 18th overall selection, and dealt him away to Denver. He's off to a solid start to his career, playing off the bench ahead of Anthony Carter, getting about 25 minutes a game as Nate Robinson turns it over. So they took they didn't take Brandon Jennings.
No, they're not going to overrule it. They're saying that Nate Robinson touched the ball last, and of course Nate trying to plead his case, as all players try to do.
I'm just getting back to the thought of a premier free agent coming to New York. When do they have much here? Blocked from behind. Andrew stays with the play and a reach on Gallinari.
Andrew with a smile on his face. You've already got one technical tonight, Andrew. Be careful. I know the game seems to be in hand, but you still don't want to run your technical total up.
6:40 left for the Lakers by 21. Pau Gasol done. Very efficient, kind of quiet night for Pau, wasn't it? 11 points, 16 boards?
That's 16 boards, though. I mean, that's amazing.
Wow, yeah. Indecision by Lamar. Too many turnovers tonight for the Lakers. After only 9 on Sunday, they've got 23 tonight. Season high, they actually won that game. That was at Oklahoma City in overtime with 26.
Sometimes, though, you get caught up in a pace. Even though you're dominating, you still get caught up in the pace. A lot of the game increases your turnover amount.
Pick, roll, and Hill going to the line.
I tell you, Gallinari has made maybe 4 plays where he's passed the ball on a screen and roll off the dribble with his right hand. And, obviously, they like to run that with him.
He's shown a good stroke outside, too.
Well, he can shoot the ball.
Yeah, he's shown a really nice stroke. And I said to you, he looks like a keeper. He can stay away from the injury bug that hit him. As a you don't normally hear a 20-year-old back problems, and that was the case for Gallinari last year. He's only 21 now.
And if you talked about him playing 3 years over in Europe, and, sometimes a lot of games at a young age, big guys develop a little late. But he does show some certain skills that are going to bode him very well.
Final 6+ to play as the Lakers are on their way. Their 4th consecutive. And Sasha defended pretty well that time by Tony Douglas, who recovered and forced a short one. Wilson Chandler. They got them all shooting threes now. Lakers have controlled the board since the beginning of the game, but the second chance opportunity is a triple for Danilo Gallinari.
All 4 of his hoops have been 3-pointers. No, 3 of them have. But he's got a nice stroke from there.
By the way, the bench is only 4 for 19 shooting so far tonight. Step back, Morrison. It had to be Art. Over 6'10". Gallinari. Sasha. And 2 more misses. What did I say? 4 for 19?
We're going to get a calculator out.
Another opportunity for the Knicks at the offensive end. And Nate Robinson, 91-77. He's not going to bring his starters back. Come on, guys.
5 minutes and 2 seconds to play if you're going to go perimeter like them, and you go through a dry spell. You see what happens. They still have Andrew on the floor. At least he was on the floor when the timeout was called. Inside out is the name of the game. 5 minutes and 2 to play. The Lakers by 14.
Laker Legends, presented by Verizon Wireless. Phil Jackson, intellectual, spiritualist, maverick. A pretty good forward who helped the Knicks win the 1973 World Title. Phil stands today as one of the coaching greats.
I put them through things out there in the court that sometimes challenge their intellect in, different ways, basketball and basic skills of life.
Creator of 2 dynasties, 10 world championships, 4 with the Lakers.
Got a second-round pick of the Knicks. And Phil Jackson played with Clyde, Walt Frazier. And they won titles together under Red Holzman. I guess you could say, first of all, one of the more engaging and charming guys in the NBA, Walt Frazier, and still fun to listen to on MSG, on the Knicks telecast. When you talk about big guards in the early days, Oscar Robertson and then Walt Frazier.
Yeah, Clyde, he was, the fashion plate back in the day.
Smooth.
Wore those big hats and big long coats and nice suits. Still does.
Yeah, still a real stylish guy.
And you had to bring Kobe back. That's unfortunate.
And Ron Artest back on the floor as well. So the Lakers bench as Artest walks with the ball. Right over to Andrew Bynum and Jordan Hill. He put his hands out there. A couple of free throws coming up for Andrew Bynum. But Phil Jackson's always going to have a good feeling about New York, the Knicks in particular. 67-78. A player with the Knicks. And I mentioned the coach that he revered and learned so much from. Whenever you talk to Phil Jackson about Red Holzman, he talks about Red in reverential tones. And that was the guy who he first learned under. Tex Winter, of course, meaning a lot as he became a head coach. But as a player, he was real lucky to have a Hall of Fame head coach in Red Holzman. 93-77. And Drew now has hit, over the last 2 games, he's 11 of 11 at the free throw line.
Keep that up. Hitting 1 to shoot technicals.
Yow. Don't yow. That's what happened in Houston, remember? Too often. Long range one. It's 93-79. Knicks average, they lead the league in 3-point attempts. That was a deuce, but they lead the league with 28 attempts. They've already taken 30 tonight with 4:20 to play. Lakers still by 14, 93-79. Entry, an easy one. And Artest, just a touch of a tad of a shove.
He got pushed out of bounds. He got shot out of a cannon there. It was a nice recognition by Kobe. Kobe, man, he doesn't get the assist. And another one of those rules I'd like to see changed.
Well, we're going to have an extra monitor at the table on Saturday night. You know that. We're up in the Bay Area. It's the Warriors and the Lakers up in Oakland, but here at the Coliseum. USC, UCLA. Great day in LA. Every year a great day. That is this coming Saturday. Pre-game show, Crosstown City Championship. 5:15. It's all on Prime Ticket in high definition. So the Lakers up by 15, 94-79. As Artest got 1 of 2. Dave Robinson. And Kobe taps it out to keep it away from Hill, but it goes to Chandler.
Lakers have to win the next 2 minutes. They can get Kobe off the floor for good. They don't win the next 2 minutes.
Andrew denied Nate Robinson, and now Adam Morrison collects it. Got to get it across. Ron Artest will. So Andrew Bynum, 16 points, 7 boards. Chance for more up against the rookie Jordan Hill. Here comes the double. Real nice read, Andrew. He gets the assist on Artest.
That's all it's about. Catch the ball and read. Andrew did it again and gets the assist.
3.5 to play with the Lakers back up by 17. Is it safe in Marathon? Chandler again. He had a breakout year his second season. And a foul is going to be called on Douglas. No, he was on the baseline when he smacked it away from Ron Artest. I like what Andrew Bynum said. Over the last few days, he's made a goal for himself. And first, let's look at that read.
Well, again, you know, you have to find out where that second defender's coming from. He spots it. They double team off of a cutter, which is a sin, and they pay the price.
Jordan Hill aggressively defending Andrew Bynum. Gallinari in the neighborhood, but they don't run the double. Yeah, he took an extra step. It'll go the other way. Andrew said he would really like to make the All-Star team this year, so that's a goal of his. And he's right at a double-double on average, because he's averaging 19.9 coming into the game, along with 12 boards of contest. There's only one other guy averaging a double-double in the league, and that is Chris Bosh. The Toronto Raptors. They left Douglas out on the wing.
And that's because lack of communications verbally. The Lakers were going to switch, or they should have switched, and they didn't, and ended up with two guys on one.
Artest and Kobe. 2.5 to play. So still we're going to have that discussion. I got a feeling before the next game. What about the bench? When are they going to step up? Because it wasn't tonight. Jordan Farmer. 4 makes for the bench on 8,000 shots. 96-82 with 2+ to play. Gallinari using length.
They've got advantage again.
And a couple of free throws coming up. Wilson Chandler will go to the line.
Well, we've got another timeout. 2:04 to go in the fourth. The Lakers, who led by 103, now lead by 14.
Friends of Jack Daniels remind you to drink responsibly. The state of the Knicks, according to Richard Lewis. Oh, brother. Yep. He was great this year on Curb Your Enthusiasm. He was absolutely sensational this year on Curb. Yeah, Jack Nicholson enjoying things. Opposites, aren't they? Richard Lewis, a Knick fan. See him a lot of games here in L.A. at the Garden, too. And Jack, he's kind of the benchmark here at Staples Center. 96-82. Lakers by 14 as Wilson Chandler out of the timeout shoots 2. Fouled by Andrew Bynum. So Kobe's still out there.
Chandler.
2:04 to play.
Chandler 5 out of 19 from the field. You wouldn't think he'd be the guy to get up 19 shots. But he's obviously showing that he's a jacker.
He's a third-year guy. That's the ball early. First-round pick of the Knicks. Backdoor overplay on Kobe. Boy, it doesn't make any difference
again
what position he's in.
You can't take everything. And when there's a player as good as Kobe, he's going to get something.
Nate Robinson with a minute 40 to play. And a defensive 3 we couldn't live without on Andrew Bynum.
They're making sure they deny Kobe the ball. Play over the top. What's he do? Just look for the lob, backdoor, lay it up off the glass nice and softly, and get his 32nd point.
So Kobe's got 32. He had 61 at the Garden against the Knicks. And had a high-scoring game here at Staples Center against New York.
And Kobe reading, too. Kobe read that, look, I'm overplayed, I should go back door. The passer, Jordan Farmar, he has to read it. If you don't make that play, Kobe continues on, goes out the other side. They run something else.
Both games against New York, Kobe played at a high percentage from the field. 12 of 22 at Staples Center. And, of course, 19 of 31. And I talked about the 20 of 20 at the free throw line. And they had 61. Yeah, 5 on the shot clock.
Do they know the clock?
Douglas, a guard, soft. Got it off in time. 98-88, the closest they have been in the second half.
Well, it'll look good in the final box. I mean, the final score, but this game wasn't that close, obviously.
Well, it's almost like the Oklahoma City game where the Lakers won it by 16. That was really good. They led by as many as 28 in that game. It was a 101-85 final.
Kobe. Oh, leave that one alone.
That was on its way. Man, that rainbow is going to land perfectly.
That was going as Kobe with the rainbow shot, but that thing was falling straight. Andrew gave it a little bit of help, and not allowed to do that. This isn't the international rules. The Lakers will go to this timeout still leading by 10, but only a minute and 9 left to play.
Ten-point game. The Lakers 98-88 as they've led by as many as 25 tonight. And coming back out. Kobe stays on the floor with Ron Artest and Andrew Bynum. So 3 of the 5 starters out there for the Lakers. Now the Knicks with 69 seconds to play.
Biggest lead, what, 25?
25.
Too bad you can't hold on to most of that so that you don't have to have a scenario where Kobe and 2 other starters are still on the floor.
Well, Kobe's played 40 minutes. That's why I mentioned it. Lakers off till Saturday, fortunately, but that's the first of a back-to-back. Jordan Hill. Yes, it'll stay down. 8-point game. So New York 24-7 has been their run over the last 8 minutes. And a lot of that, don't forget, with the bench out there. The bench tonight, 4 for 22. Laker reserves. Shot clock coming down on Kobe. Man, he's ready to go. Couple of free throws. They wait till the Lakers take it down to what, 3 on the clock and hit the foul.
Don't players understand that if you can work the clock down that far, if he's going to make a tough shot, let him make a tough shot. I mean, he's already shown you that he's going to score on you anyhow. Why foul him and send him to the line?
Well, the Lakers with a win tonight. 11-3. They're tied for the division lead with the Phoenix Suns. Stu, a lot of people have said, are we going to find out about this team when they hit the road? A lot of times coaches will say you don't know about your team until you've had your first extended trip.
I mean, you really don't know much about your team. They're right until they face the adversity of the road. But, you know, the first trip isn't necessarily the key. I think December, January, after you've been on the road with the Lakers' schedule this year, it might be February before they know.
Got one trip back east right before Christmas. Andrew Bynum with the board. Can't relax, clear it out. Lakers get it across the line. Hatchet. The Lakers talking about the stretch. 17 of the first 21 at home. They were the best on the road, don't forget, though, last year, and they're back intact. They were 29-12 away from Staples Center, and now at Staples Center with this victory, they've got a 9-2 home record, 11-3 overall. So the Lakers pick up their 4th consecutive win, their 5th straight in the series with the New York Knicks. And Kobe did it again. Balance across the board, though, from the starting 5. That was a real complete effort from the starting 5.
Yeah, consistency is obviously the name of it, and the Lakers starters did a real good job. All 5 of the Lakers starters in double figures. They dominated the backboards, out-rebounding the Knicks 60-36. So, good effort by the Lakers.
So the Lakers win it. Cruise control second half, up by as many as 25. Win it 190 as we head down to Michael Lees. Michael.
Thanks a lot, Joe. And it was sort of a cruise control second half. 25 was the biggest lead. You end up winning by 10. 4th straight double-digit win here at home. And I guess this is what Laker fans are wanting to see, pal. Everyone's healthy. You guys put together a performance like this.
Yeah, that's what we need to do. Every night we come out here, we got to set the tone early, make sure we take the game under control, and we do our job.
One of the biggest challenges a team will face against the Lakers is the height and the length between you and Andrew Bynum down low. Will we see more of the exploitation of that advantage you guys have?
Well, it varies a little bit every night. Depends on the matchups. You know, we have to go to our advantages, and we have so many that it's hard to focus on 1 or 2.
Let's talk about that lead. It seems like every time we talk about a big lead, then we talk about dwindling. The bench, seemingly, they're still looking for the rhythm that the starters seemingly have now. How long do you think that will take?
I don't know. I hope it takes, really quick, because I think our second unit's got to do a better job of playing together, maintaining and sustaining that effort that the first unit is imposing, and just helping us in any way they can.
First few games back, how you feeling?
I feel pretty good. I'm getting better every game, and I'm just happy to be out there and playing again.
All All right, pal. Appreciate the time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Double-double for Pau Gasol, 11 and 16. And as Joe Meyer said, all 5 starters for the Lakers in double digits tonight. Coming up here from Staples Center, Lakers Live brought to you by the Southern California Hyundai dealers. The starters once again carry the load. We'll talk about that. Phil Jackson maybe get his comments. And it's time to finally pick the nickname for Shannon Brown. Go to foxsportswest.com right now and cast your vote. Patrick and Norm on the other side. Stay with us.